Altrincham have made progress in the Emirates FA Cup this afternoon. Third qualifying round fixture against Morpeth Town, and the Robins have triumphed by 3-0. We're talking to Damian Reeves, who made his 300th appearance in an Altrincham shirt today and scored the all-important first goal in the 41st minute. Damian, it wasn't really a vintage performance, but the result and getting through into the next round is the all-important thing.
Yeah, I think today it was more about the result than the performance itself. We've got ourselves in a little bit of a hole at the start of this season where we've struggled to pick wins up, and obviously in the league we haven't picked up any wins. We got a win in the last round of the cup, and today I think it was all about getting the win, moving forward, and then obviously next week we've got the league back on again, and hopefully we can carry that forward into the league and kick on in the league as well.
Morpeth have contributed well to the game. They're probably going to feel a little bit sad going back up north, licking their wounds a bit on the back end of a 3-0 defeat. But for the majority of the game, they were well in it.
They were, and I mean maybe 3-0 is a little bit harsh, or they think it's a little bit harsh on them. But I think in all fairness, if you look at the chances we created in the game, we could have been 3-0 at half time. But having said that, they're not a bad side. They like to pass the ball. I mean, a lot of teams from leagues lower down than ourselves tend to be, long ball, hoofs, and just fight with the big lads up front and at the back. But they did want to get it down and they did want to play. But ultimately, I think it showed throughout the 90 minutes that we were the better side, and we looked more of a threat going forward than we have done as of late.
We did create a few chances in the first half, and in fact Carl Dryden was certainly the busier of the two keepers, and he's made a wonderful save to deny you before you did get the opening goal.
He has, yeah. It was just unfortunate that nobody was coming in on the back post just to tap it in, because it was a great save, but obviously he spilt it a little bit forward. But yeah, I mean, he did have some work to do, and he did it, the majority of it, well. I mean, he did spill a couple which probably, I mean, I probably thought I should have scored earlier on with a rebound from one of Greg Wilkinson's shots, but you just have to keep going, and obviously I got the goal, and we sort of went in at half time deservedly had, I think.
Yeah, the one from Greg Wilkinson, as you say, has spilt that one a little bit. It's just popped up and reaction head, and unfortunately just the wrong side of the post.
It was. I think it was one of them. I've seen the keeper spill it, and I've seen it come out towards me, and I've just gone into, to flick it forwards, and unfortunately it's come off the wrong side of my head and gone past, gone wide past the post. Because I think looking at it, and if you look on the replay, I'm probably actually dead level with the middle of the goal. So what's gone wrong there? I couldn't quite tell you.
When the goal has come, a slightly strange goal, because Morpeth seemed to be in possession of the ball for quite a while, then all of a sudden it's broken to Greg Wilkinson. He's picked you out, and you've got in behind your man. From their point of view, he'll be disappointed with that, but you've got away from him.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's one of the things we've been working on in training in the last few weeks, is getting the ball forward early, but also getting the quality into the box so that the lads who are playing in the more attacking roles can get on the end of. And I think that was just an example of what we've been working on. The ball's come out to Greg, and he's put the ball around the penalty spot area, and then obviously it's down to the lads that are playing up front, and today myself, to get in there and obviously make sure that we're putting the chances away.
Reminded me a little bit of a goal you scored a couple of years ago against Torquay, a looping header which the keeper sort of just couldn't get back to. This one went in off the post, and it was different in that way, but you do get your fair share with your head.
Yeah, I mean, I try to position myself in the right position, and obviously a lot of the goals it seems to be pulling off towards the back post, and I seem to have this knack of being able to nod it back across the goal, either over the keeper or at the keeper's reach. But it's something that I do try and do, but obviously don't always work, but today it did.
Second half, fairly quiet opening to the game, and then Morpeth have had a couple of good opportunities. The substitute Stevenson's basically missed an open goal with his head, and they've had another couple of chances when Sam Patterson has come to our rescue. But eventually we got the second goal, and it was just after you came off. Phil Marsh has come on and done the business straight away.
Yeah, I mean, we were just letting them back into the game a little bit, and I think the second goal came at the right time, and it killed them off, really. As you say, they were getting back into the game, and they've had a couple of chances that maybe they think they should have done better with. But yeah, I mean, Marsh, he's been a decent player for years. He's been a really good player for years, and The manager's done well getting him in, and you saw when he came on. I mean, he's not played a great deal of football as of the last sort of 18 months, but you saw when you get the ball into him and he turns that he's got that real quality that can win and lose your games.
Yeah, I mean, he's won the first chest off and then the ball's ricocheted to him, but it was a really good penetrating ball and on a bit of a plate, so Sean Miller's done well to finish it, but it was really set up for him.
It was, but in the defence, you sort of say, well, strikers know where they want the ball, so obviously they should be able to put it there, which he did today, and he made a bit of a joke of it in the dressing room after.
And nice to see Simon Richmond on the score sheet. Obviously, Morpeth down to 10 men in the dying minutes of the game. And I can't remember the last time Simon scored at the J. Davidson Stadium. Remember him scoring a great goal at Lincoln a couple of years ago. But yeah, I thought he did well when he came on, and good to see Simon back on the score sheet.
Yeah, he's an energetic player, and I think any time he is on the pitch, he's all energy and I think it's good for him confidence-wise as well. You know, he's just managed to get at the back post and bundle the ball in. But yeah, he's been out a few weeks with knocks and niggles. But it's certainly good to have him back. And you know, he scored the goal today, so he's going to be full of confidence going forward, which will help everybody else.
300 games for Altrincham. I'm sure there were lots of times when you thought that wasn't going to happen for one reason or other. There's a number of times when it looked like you might be going elsewhere. But seventh season now with the club, 300 appearances and 164 goals. You can't complain at that.
No, you can't. And at the end of the day, it's one of those clubs where, you know, throughout the 7 years that I've been here, they've been good to me. And on the same hand, I'd like to think I've been good to them as well. There's been times where, like you say, maybe I've been moving on, maybe I haven't been moving on through one reason or another. I've ended up being here, and you know, personally, it's never been a problem being here. You know, I've enjoyed every minute of it, and it's a good club to be at. And
this season, you've alluded to it earlier, but it's obviously been a very, very difficult season for everybody involved at the club. We're clearly not quite right yet, but we are beginning to make progress and head in the right direction.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the season we've had, you know, more or less a full squad's worth of turnaround on players through one reason or another, and I think that takes time in itself. But obviously we've not played anywhere near what we were capable of doing, and now we've got another manager that's come in with a different idea, and he's focusing on, you know, what we as a squad and as a whole seem to be good at, which is getting the ball down and being an attacking side. Obviously we need to work on the rest of the game, but I think if you focus on what you're good at, it enables you then to be able to move forward and work on the things that you're not so good at.
Obviously, there was massive turnover of players in the close season and at the start of the season. Since Jim Harvey's arrived, things have steadied down a little bit, but he's brought one or two players in. We've mentioned Phil Marsh, but for me, Greg Wilkinson's been like a breath of fresh air. And when he came to us 3 seasons ago, I thought he started really well and somehow seemed to lose his way a little bit. But he looks like he's really got the bit between his teeth, and I think he's played ever so well in the last 2 games.
The thing with Greg is his technical ability has never been in doubt with him, and sometimes, like maybe the last spell that he was here, he was accused of, you know, not taking it as seriously as he should, I think, and you know, not being too bothered either way. But I think you look at him as a player, he is at the minute what we've needed, somebody with a bit of creativity. I mean, we've got Jimmy, we've got Sean Miller up there who like to get the ball into their feet, you know, take a couple of players on and create something that way. We've struggled with the creativity from sort of in the centre of the park, with somebody being able to pick a pass that sets somebody free or sets somebody in behind the defence, and I think that's what Greg's good at, and I think it's a real good signing that he's brought him in, and as you say, he started really well. You know, he's played 2 games and been man of the match twice.
So we're into the final qualifying round now of the FA Cup, and this cup run has come at a really good time for us because Jim Harvey came in, things were in a bit of disarray, so probably good that we're not playing too many league games at the moment. That gives us a chance to sort of build the team formation and the team play and get some confidence, which will come from the wins against Gainsborough and the win today.
It will, like you say, it is a distraction, and it's a good distraction at the minute. The more time that we get playing together and training together, you know, the way that the manager wants us to play, it can only be of benefit to everybody within the squad and the team, you know, to get us back to winning ways in the league and getting us out a little bit of the mess that we're in at the minute. I mean, everybody knows that we shouldn't be where we are, but we have to go out and make sure that we aren't where we are.
That's Damian Reeves there, celebrating his goal, his 164th goal for Altrincham in today's 3-0 victory over Morpeth Town in the FA Cup. 300 appearances for Damian Reeves in total for Altrincham over 7 seasons. That's a fantastic effort. It's a great rehearsal. Ready to go for the... There's a long one.